Hello, my babies. How are we today? All right, my guys. Um, a few things have been happening. I've been sleeping extra heavy, and I started kind of considering what are the things that have been contributing to it over the past 2 days. I don't know if I'm overthinking it or I'm kind of like onto something and proud of it. But what happened is on Saturday, I kind of like opened my laptop and I had some time to kind of do work. And part of the things I did was, I don't know if that's the right word, the menial tasks, the ones that kind of like need initiation, right? It's something random that you say you're gonna do, but it's never important enough to find its spot in the day. And so what happened is I started writing on a Google Doc the book that I'm actually like writing by hand. And I have like 5, 6 books right now that are written by hand. And I've been saying I need to start writing the book, translating the book, or just kind of like digitizing it. Digitizing is the word. So I started doing that on Saturday, and a feeling inside me is basically kind of the shift behind initiating it. And I've been writing in this book for the past 2 years and a half. No, I've been writing this book for the past 3 years. So digitizing it is a completely new thing. Forget the whole storyline where I'm actually exploring the book and writing different pieces of it. Just digitizing it seems like it's the it's it's the kind of state where I could read what I wrote before and start basically editing as I actually like create the space for it to be able for me to be able to adjust it, right? Because ultimately, if you write on a piece of paper, the best you could do, especially when you're writing in ink pens, the best you could do is kind of like scratch and write all over the place. But digitally, you can delete and like you can play around with it more. It's funny because I don't know if I should call it the first chapter, but what happened was what started the book and what was written were completely different things, and I had always thought they were the same. And it's because the storyline is built as I write more, it kind of like evolves on its own. And what exactly happened was literally just I wrote some stuff, and today I was like, yes, I've been saying I started this, so I might as well start giving it more time. And it's funny because like maybe we can talk about momentum as well, because it's so much easier. It was so much easier for me to take like 30 minutes and be like, open the actual computer and start writing. And one under normal circumstances, I postpone it one day, 1 week, 1 week on. I'll start next week, Monday, Monday, Monday. That separation between between Friday and Monday, by the way, is a killer because it creates that block. Because every day is the same. It's just like we're naming it differently and we're using it for different things. But once you kind of like separate the utility of the day, kind of creates that mental block that allows you to kind of like create a future when there never is one, right? The reason I say that is because you want to start something, start now. Why start after a bit or whatever? But so like I've been sleeping for like when I close my eyes in the afternoon, I nap for like 2 hours to 3 hours, and I still am able to sleep around 2 o'clock. There's a depth to it. There's a heaviness to it. There's kind of like a whole. I feel like I'm pressed, and I normally feel this way when I'm getting over something. And it's funny because we normally kind of move forward when we add something new, because we have to create the space for something new to actually exist, or its existence empties out some space. Its added existence empties out some space, or sorts something out. And again, the last video was about how your mind can't solve it, but your present and participation with your energy can dissolve it. And I was kind of like discussing how when we're pointing into something. Today's video is a big piece of us doesn't really go anywhere. But if it's still affecting us now, then well, then we didn't really go anywhere. And I cannot stress how I see the changes in my life based on the notes that I write. And I recommend everyone to do that. But the idea of this, a big piece of us, doesn't really go anywhere. Is because ultimately, anytime we're doing something, what we're doing effectively is we're building on top of what exists. So there's something solid within us. It's kind of like that's always there to hold, absorb, and kind of like get informed. And the idea that it doesn't really go anywhere is because it stays with us throughout, like as we grow, as we evolve, as we move forward. And the idea behind it, if it's still affecting us now, then there is no separation. Because if whatever's a part of us is affecting us, then we are exactly how we were when it basically came to existence. And the reason I love the fact that this is the note of the day is because before I read the note, I was walking around and I was thinking, okay, why am I sleeping this much? I must be getting over something. And I went my mind because I haven't been in this state for a while. And my mind literally was, uh, there's something new that you're doing that is requiring more energy, or at the very least, that is dissolving the energy that's normally used to something else, processing it, and then now you can do something. Now you have the energy to do it. And it fits because there's a piece of me that wasn't actually like writing, basically, digitizing my book. And I couldn't see its effect because I was like normal. I was exactly how I always am. But the minute initiated the new journey, what my body did, what my brain did, my mind did, my body did, was automatically start adjusting to it. And ultimately, when you're sleeping, it's because you need rest. So I've been resting a bit more simply because a lot more has been going on, has been going through me. And I have no idea what it is. But I've always imagined like the day I started digitizing my book is the day I start actually reflecting on the journey of 3 years ago. Like I've been documenting what I've been doing in the day. I've been doing all kinds of like random exercises. But that book is a direct expression of how my mind has been evolving. And it's an expression of everything from the adventure and how I kind of like built my entire world on the inside and how I'm trying to connect it to the real world. It literally is just like the how my mind sees things. And digitizing it is making it a lot more real, simply because the books are with me, but digitally it's easier to share, it's easier to read. There's just like a whole lot that I could and it feels like the big piece of me is losing a small chunk. And I believe that's how change happens because like you don't change, a bit of you changes, and as it kind of like gets ingrained in the whole kind of like adjusts and adapts to the new thing. And then basically the expression that you're giving the world expresses your new change. But you didn't change, you're still the same. Just a piece of you kind of like got adjusted, got built differently, was upgraded, or just completely removed and replaced by something new. I have no idea. In this case, I'm excited to kind of like reflect on what are the things that that have been consuming my energy for this small change to get me to kind of like dive deeper into to get the rest I need in order for the energy that's required for the growth of my actual book, my journey with this book, for it to happen. And there's a beautiful There's a beautiful nothingness and emptiness that's left afterwards. Which weirdly so, is more fun than actually having something to consider. The reason I say that is because, alright, one second. The reason I say that is because when it comes to emptiness, I guess, or nothingness, uh, I think that's when you return to origin, to your stages where your mind had nothing but to observe and to consider and to build. That's your initial relationship with your mind, right? And those thoughts that normally kind of like jump on and force themselves on top of you, or try to explore themselves through you, they haven't been formed yet because your brain is kind of like waiting on you to look at things with a new perspective because your perception has changed. And that new perspective is what gives your mind the information. And that kind of like fills the emptiness, the nothingness, and then ultimately processes the information until something comes out. And then nothingness is what we return to with the new perception. Super fun. I love you guys. It's a video.